4 habits of Forerunner leader. The first is discover. Discover is an essential practice of group leadership and being a forerunner. In a sentence, discover can be described as staying connected with God and cultivating relationships with group members. As group leaders, there are several areas we can focus our efforts. However, before we can see fruit in those areas, we must focus our attention on ourselves. How has God wired me? What are the places of my story that need attention? Am I flourishing as a child of God? Am I living a life that God has called me to live, full of joy and honor and restoration? And to what degree do I depend on myself instead of God? David cried out in Psalm 139, 23 and 24, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my concerns. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the everlasting way." Keeping the spotlight on our own heart and our own lives reflects the joy, kindness, and honor that God wants is essential for all of our group leaders. Discover is not just shining a light on ourselves, it's also knowing the people that God has placed in our groups. It's asking questions like, who is in my group and how has God wired each of them, our group members, and what areas does God want them to grow? What are the stories of each of my group members? And when I listen to their story, do I hear a heart set free or a heart in bondage? When I find the answers to these questions, how can I, as a leader, really serve them? And how can I lead them to take steps towards the fullness of the gospel? What role can I play to help usher in God's restorative plan in their lives? Discovering is essential leadership practice focused on questions that evaluate and assess your relationship with God and your relationship with your group. As you lead your group at Rush Creek, holding this essential habit close will serve you and your group well and create an environment for rich, thriving biblical community.